And anything new, like you were saying, you know, trying something new, especially in different cultures that may not be considered the norm, there was so much fear around that, fear of uncertainty, fear of failure, fear of judgment. And so all of that kept me in a state of inaction or neutral. I wasn't doing any of those things because nobody else was. And I didn't look at myself as a leader or someone who could break these barriers. I had too many self-limiting beliefs, and it was keeping me still. And it was only when I started to venture out and push myself and say, you know, well, wait, hold on. What are you made of? And if we allow ourselves, just as humans, to experience any emotion, the world becomes so much bigger because we're too afraid of the judgment. We're too afraid of, you know, that's one of the reasons people fear public speaking. Like in a survey, I'm sure you've seen this, where people chose death first over public speaking. Because, and a lot of that is because of all of that emotion that it brings up, because they don't want to be judged or criticized because they don't like the way that feels. And I'm not saying I do either, but I'm saying I've learned how to process those emotions where it's okay. And so we have 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. And 95% of those are in repeat mode. So if we are constantly in a state of fear or negativity or anything that's making us unhappy, then we're going to constantly live in that. And so how we get out of that is the gratitude, right? We wake up and we say, what 3 things are we grateful for? We set affirmations like you were talking about earlier, but I also like to go one step further with the intentions. And this goes back to my essence coaching, because how do you want to show up? I am not by nature a patient person. So I joke around. I say I'm like a bad doctor. I have no patience. But I'm not naturally a patient person. So as soon as I started setting intentions that I wake up and I say, you know what? I'm going to be a patient person today. Anything that happens, I'm going to respond in a patient manner. Because a lot of us react versus responding. And so that's something I work really heavily with my clients on, because, you know, if you don't set an intention on how you want to show up, then you're going through your whole day reacting. You're in reactive mode and you're not living life with intention or deliberately. And so that's something I really focus on. And ever since I took control of my life from this perspective, I am in much more control. I do see myself as a leader. I am shining a light so that others can follow. And I have seen amazing results, not just in my own self, but in the kids that I mentor and in my clients.
Perfect. Now that thing where you said, you know, the negativity, it's so true. I was speaking to some of my students, and it was like, it's not that I'm negative or I think that you have to see, you know, be overly positive. But the fact is, the world right now, if you open up a phone or a TV, or you walk through the mall, or you have even the music on, I mean, the level of music that can go onto the radio waves with the languaging and what's said, it's almost like if you were not doing the affirmation and what you said with the one step further, putting an intention behind the day or the moment, or if you have an appointment, you know, what am I going to get out of this appointment, or what am I going to get out of this? So like 100% agree with that. And it's like, the reason is you have to focus on that, because people sometimes say to me, they push back on what you said and what I say about, you know, intention and affirmation. That's all that, you know, hocus pocus stuff. But
the woo-woo.
And it's like, you know, because I had a little bit of that when I was way before, when I was an agent selling properties, you know, and they'd be like, yeah, you got to say to yourself, you're going to sell heaps and you're going to be pumped up. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not feeling that. But the thing is, in the current world, right now, if you were to do nothing else and just walk out there and your subconscious mind is absorbing everything, if you do not offset what's actually coming in with intention, with positivity, then you are by default agreeing to the subconscious absorbing all that stuff.